And welcome back. Well, let's continue our conversation with District 2 Commissioner candidate Frank Carbone. Frank, what exactly got you interested in running for County Commission?
Well, that's a good question. There's a lot of things that you could talk about that would make you get motivated. But the main things that made me get motivated to get into this race was what happened with the 9.5 miles with the prison. I mean, it kind of threw us all for a loop of what happened there. And maybe some of us were asleep at the wheel when they were talking about it, and we didn't do enough about it. So to me, that means I need to get involved. And to get involved, that means maybe I need to be sitting at the table with the rest of the commissioners to persuade them maybe it's not the right thing to put that kind of a building in the middle of a bunch of people's homes.
Because really, that wasn't supposed to get built. Isn't there just flat supposed to be 9 miles? And they said, well, we could probably make this work somehow, and they found a way to get around it.
Yes, what they did is they removed the 9.5 mile requirement, and you got things taken care of. The prison
And that was the
actually
commissioners did that?
The commissioners did that, yes. In reality, they have the ability to go do that. The problem is that in some cases, you want to be able to have an input to that, and maybe we weren't all there. We were kind of asleep at the wheel, and that's my fault just as much as it is as a whole bunch of other people. But I know there were some people out there that did fight it, and maybe there just wasn't enough. The other piece of that is the Blagg Road. I mean, we've had that issue now for over a year, almost going on 2 years. December will be 2 years.
You could build the Great Wall of China in that time.
Understanding that it's almost finished and it's ready to be, completed, but there's several things that happened that made it worse than what it really is. I mean, we let things go for so long before we started doing something, when we should have really been doing something very, very soon and up front when we knew it was a problem.
Right.
And obviously we were going to spend the $4 million. We spent it anyway. We might as well had put it up front and started to work early and understood what the real problem was. Maybe it would have been a little bit cheaper, because we had flooding issues out there before, and some of the things that they found on that road were more open pockets all the way around that, all the way down that road, which made the job grow. So if we got on a little bit faster, put the money into it up front, we knew we had to go do things to begin with whoever did whatever. I mean, you got Johnny shot Mary, Mary shot Joe.
Right.
I mean, you're going to go through all the political things. So, I mean, we just got to make sure we do it right.
And everyone says, so it's not me, it's them down there.
Exactly. So we knew that was going to happen anyway, so we should have jumped in it right away. The other thing is that we have a lot of homes that are sitting here, just empty, since the real estate just dropped out. I had a good time at the real estate meeting we had early last week, where we talked about, at least I did, I talked about bringing the banks and the real estate folks together with the commissioners to try to figure out how we can bring people here that are retiring, which would be, in my mind, money that's free from any kind of government requirements.
Mm-hmm.
Because you're retired, you don't have any children with you,
Right.
you don't need the schools, you don't
Right.
need all the public, transportation or anything like that. So it's money coming into the community to help bring money to the community, to help some of these businesses that are out here that are struggling. That's good income. So when businesses here get money and they start thriving, that's good for the community. The next piece of that is to bring in businesses, to make the community, make the county more open for businesses, so we can have smaller businesses. We don't need 300 people businesses. We need 20, 30, and 40 people businesses, and we need many of those where they're good paying jobs. And I have a plan to go do that. And when I'm elected, I'll be more than happy to start working those things. And I don't have a problem with talking about those things with people. They can come to my website, ask me some questions, give me a call. I'll do anything to talk to you. I'll even have a separate meeting somewhere. Just let me know where it is, and I'll be there.
Great. We were talking before we came back on camera about your motivation to get in, and one thing you mentioned was Yucca Mountain.
Oh.
Just exactly what went down, how did it go down to leave a bad taste in your mouth? What is it with the Yucca Mountain that
Yucca Mountain? Yeah, Yucca Mountain.
You'd like to turn it around.
Yucca Mountain's kind of a sticky issue. I mean, it's been going for so many years. I mean, we're talking a lot of years that this thing has been going on, and it just seems like it's not going anywhere. We had a lot of people out there working, and they've lost their jobs because it just didn't seem like it was going anywhere. And we keep talking about let the science prove that it's a good thing to do. Maybe it's time to think about some other things as far as science is concerned. But right now, Yucca Mountain, based on everything I've read, doesn't seem like it's going to go very far. Hopefully, it would be nice to have something that would bring as much labor here to this community, not only to Pahrump, but all over the county, because it would not only be here in this Nye County, it'd be in other counties. So what we have to do is think about, okay, what's the next step? If we can't get a Yucca Mountain, what's the next step? Do we start lobbying to bring scientists here, build them facilities, and have them start working on the best method of reducing this nuclear waste to something smaller than what it can be today? I mean, I don't have all the answers, but I would love to get more involved into it, and that's one of the other reasons why I'm trying to run.
I see. Do you think the county should take on more responsibility for the running, especially of Pahrump? Because it looks like the town board is going to be shrinking into the background, and the county commission will be coming on and taking on a lot more. Or is that not necessarily a foregone conclusion?
Well, I would say today, until all the dust settles on what's going to actually happen, I really can't comment to that, other than I think that the town board and the commissioners need to work real close together. I know there's some issues there. I don't know what brought it all on, but I can tell there's a lot of friction. And in order to have a cohesive team, you got to work together. And the word is team between the commissioners and the town board. Regardless if they're an advisory board or a town board, an elected town board, we still need to work together, whatever it is.
Amen to that. We're going to take another quick break here, Frank, and don't go anywhere. We'll be right back and wrap up the last 8 minutes with Frank Carbone, District 2 Commissioner candidate. So we'll be right back.
How are we doing?